right, so we just passed 500 subscribers, and wow. Makes me go back and listen to the lesson on growth. I want to extend a heartfelt thanks to all my listeners for your kind words of encouragement. I have finally caught up with all my messages, and I've read them all. And I want to give a special thanks to my overseas listeners. Knowing that I'm making an impact half a world away is just incredible for me. And people ask me, well, how do we change the world? Well, this is how you do it. You can't force anything on people. You just do what you do. You put it out there. You put everything you got into what you love to do. And people will be attracted to it, just like the sun. I want to thank all of you for your support. It really does mean a lot to me. Now, when last I left you, I was talking about doing a lesson on Black Magick and White Magick. Most of you would be surprised to learn that I do Black Magick. And you're like, what? I thought you said that we shouldn't do Black Magick. No, I said you shouldn't engage in baneful magic. Baneful magic and black magic are not the same thing. Most people think that they are, but they're not. And the reason for the confusion, though, is that most baneful magic is black magic, but not the other way around, necessarily. Baneful magic is magic with a deliberate intention to harm someone else. Black magic and white magic are simply the polarity that you're using. To understand this, let's go back and look at our two pillars, Jachin and Boaz. Right there is black magic and white magic. It's a polarity thing. So on the tree of life, let's revisit the pillar of severity and the pillar of mercy. When you're using planetary magic with the planets on the pillar of severity, you're using black magic. And conversely, when you're using the planets on the pillar of mercy, you're using white magic. It's a push and pull type of thing. Things like money, wealth, success, love, these are all things you want to draw towards yourself, are they not? And these are ruled by Jupiter and Venus. And conversely, on the other side, the pillar of severity, we want to push away from ourselves things such as pain, obstacles, limitations, negative things. And that's what we're doing here. It's a push and pull. Sometimes, in order to get money, you have to banish poverty. If you're banishing poverty, you're using black magic. And so it all depends on which side you're using, which pillar you're using. And you might remember me saying that all magic has to go through the moon, the lunar sphere of Yesod. And you can see how the moon's phases, waxing and waning, will correspond to which pillar to use. Oh, we're going to be doing a lesson on the moon in its entirety next time. And so black magic isn't necessarily baneful magic. Although baneful magic almost exclusively uses Saturn and Mars, and so it's usually black magic. See, people associate white and black with good and bad merely because of the polarity. And that's just simply not the case. One of the benefits of being grounded and centered is that you'll be able to equally use both. Because people are usually better at one over the other. If you're more negative, you're going to be better at black magic and with the pillar of severity. If you're more positive, then you're probably going to be better at white magic and drawing things to you. If you're grounded and centered, you're going to be equally good with both. Which makes for a more productive month for myself magically, when I don't have to wait for the appropriate moon phase to come around again. I can do magic all month long. And so that's the real difference between black magic and white magic. And I hope I explained it in a way that you can understand. And I said I was going to tell you about a little story about magic gone awry, and in that particular case I was using black magic. I had a certain undesirable situation I wanted to give a little push to and get rid of. And so I broke out a little bit of destruction oil, which is really, really nasty stuff. I don't even like to get that on my hands. I don't even like to open it in the house. But I did the ritual, and when I was cleaning up, instead of just getting rid of the tray that I had this on, I'm like, I'll just wash it in the sink. And I should know better, okay? In fact, I think I told you guys not to wash things like that down the sink. But I'm tired from the ritual. I know that's no excuse, but I ended up washing it in the sink anyway. Within an hour, there's an easement between my house and the neighbor's house, and the sewer opening is right there. There were some workers out there, and I heard them say, I couldn't hear everything they were saying, but I heard them say something about water pressure. So I checked the water, and guess what? I had no water. A water main had broke. And so I had no water for a day and was under a boil order for the next 2. And people can say that's just a coincidence. Well, yeah, magic is a coincidence. It's always going to take the form of coincidence. Even when things go wrong, it's going to take the form of a coincidence. And it probably didn't help that the ritual remains that I did get rid of, I buried right next to that sewer opening. Whoops. Lessons learned, you know. It is as it is. Just know that you have a far greater chance of having unintended consequences when using the Pillar of Severity instead of the Pillar of Mercy. Not always, but things tend to go a little more awry when using black magic, the Pillar of Severity. Something to keep in mind. And I'll see you next time. Take care.